I bet you didn't know that bit.
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. When you are trading bone broth, okay? Helps you focus. Helps you focus. Guys, welcome to the live trading room. We have here Lachlan with us from Samurai Day Trading. We have here Mr. Lucky, basically, to help us teach us a thing or two. We're going to do the live trading room with the European market. So open up your notebooks, take up your pens, start taking notes, listen to what he has to say. He's really, really wise. He does have bone broth, so he is super focused. He's 100% with you here. Enjoy the session. And I'll quickly remind everyone right now from the beginning that, guys, we do have right now a 25% off because of the holidays. So happy holidays to everyone. We have 25% off with the code TTP Holiday. I will drop it below in the chat later on, and I'll remind you again later. But this is just me mentioning because all of our Prime challenges are 25% off. And Lachlan, go ahead, enjoy.
Thank you, Alan. Brilliant. Now, guys, I'm just checking my microphones to make sure that we are good to rock and roll. And what I am going to do is I'm going to share the trading screens. Let me share the trading screens with you. So that would appear to be bopping along. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So I hope you are all well, ladies and gents, and you are wherever you are in the world. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What I'm going to also do, guys, is I'll put up our PowerPoint because we are going to be running across multiple jurisdictions today. Guys, those multiple jurisdictions, naturally, guys, we've got to go through what we refer to as a customer caution notice. So let me just get these slides up for you. So hold on one second. That one. I'm pushing buttons, so as we all file in, again, thank you to Arlen for the support. Okay. Now, of course, you can probably tell it's completely live, guys. This was working beautifully. Until about 10 minutes ago. Right now, now we might be cooking with gas. So, can I confirm, guys? Can I confirm? I'm going to unlock your chat function. Let me unlock your chat function for you. So everybody should be able to chat to everybody else. That would be step number one. And step number two, can you see literally a big black slide? If you can see a big black slide, then we are definitely on our way. So I hope yeah, we can. Fantastic. So guys and girls, I hope you are magic wherever you are in the world. As Arlen has said, guys, my name is Lockie. I'm going to be guiding you through the European Open trading session today. Now, because we are going across multiple jurisdictions, because typically we're looking at sort of 10 to 12 countries, guys, we'll run through these customer caution notices. Now, they are based, guys, primarily on the rules in Europe, as well as America, guys, as well as Australia and Singapore. Singapore being one of the strictest compliance regions in the world. Sydney or Australia, I say, is not far behind. Now, with all of that said, so what are we going to do? So today we're going to be trading futures. Some people in the session today will be trading CFDs, otherwise known as a contract for difference. Guys, what does that ultimately mean? There are two risks when we take a trade. There's a risk of making money and also losing money. Now, guys, we are going to be trading on margin today. That means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does that mean? The risk is greater. So we've got a greater risk of losing money. We've also got a greater risk of making money. So quite fascinating how everybody focuses on the risk of losing money when in actual fact our intent is to make money as quickly as we possibly can. Interesting psychological difference there. Guys, we're very, very proud of the fact that today, guys, we're going to be doing general information only. Also, the past performance of all financial products is no longer allowed to be used as a reference point for future performance. And also, there's a wonderful thing called market risk factors. Now, the market risk factors are ultimately, guys, because we are trading over the internet, I will do my best to identify a really good spot to get into the market, a really good spot to get out of the market, solely for the purpose of education. Now, you may choose to take that trade, guys, if you agree with that. So if you finish the education process, or you love the trade, guys, you may be able to take that trade, guys, you may choose to take that. That is wonderful. If you do, guys, if you do that, please be advised that your entry and exit price might be slightly different to mine, simply because of variables out there, including but not limited to the internet itself. Now, guys, who am I, guys? I'm basically the chief training officer or lead trader, guys, lead trader at Samurai. Very, very excited to be working with Samurai, guys, out of Singapore. Again, really, really lovely team. We've got some really good feedback, guys, from those of you who are already part of Samurai. Again, the feedback is really, really good. So for a very, very young company, guys, we're moving in the right direction, and that is always good fun. Now, guys, down the bottom, I did spend 15 years in the Australian Regular Army. Before that, I actually spent 5 years in a military-aligned cadet unit, guys. So I've done a fair bit of army-related stuff. Guys, suffice to say, when it comes to trading education, I'm pretty militant, guys. There's rules that we follow every day. Those rules are designed to keep us out of trouble. Guys, those rules are designed to get us on the right side of the market, and we will be focusing on it today. So as I'm a father of 3, husband to a keto, guys, company's based in Singapore. I actually live in Japan, pretty passionate educator, guys, and I'm also an adrenaline sport enthusiast. Now, what we will be focusing on today, guys, letting the market do the heavy lifting. Now, what does that ultimately mean? Guys, we never try and second guess the market. Arvin, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. So, guys, we're never going to second guess the direction of the market. We're not going to take breakout trades. We're not going to take fake out trades. We're not going to take swing trades. As in, very, very important, we are not going to be using a 2-minute chart. Some of you might might know why I'm saying that. Guys, instead, we are going to be focusing on a 5-minute chart, guys, with a 15 and a 60-minute chart influence. The reason being is that institutional traders around the world, the minimum chart they tend to make a decision on is a 5-minute chart. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to basically copy, guys, or endeavor to copy some of the biggest traders in the world. Now, most of them are bank traders, guys, or private hedge fund traders. And ultimately, we're going to use a number of things to do that. We're going to use the top of the wow concepts there, guys, called CSA or candlestick analysis. Guys, we are going to use a delta trading algorithm that tells us where to get in and out of the market. Guys, we are going to use the ratio of the candlesticks and also a static versus dynamic entry. So for those of you who are brand new into the session, as a dynamic entry, we'll be entering while the candle's moving up and down. And now, as we are going to be executing trades on the 5-minute chart, that ultimately means that once the 5-minute candle is closed, that candle is referred to as static. Because while the candle is bouncing up and down, what we need to do is make sure that is a dynamic entry. Now, my really, really experienced traders, guys, will enter dynamically off pivots and Fibonacci's. They're very, very good at doing that. They've done that for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trades. Some of them have done it for thousands of trades. So what I'll do, guys, I'll do my best to steer you dynamically and statically. Guys, understanding that the best response you're going to get on a 5-minute chart is once the candle is closed, because other traders around the world are going to be making decisions on that closed candle. Now, we are going to be using, guys, 2 sort of concepts. We're going to be using what we call an ABC concept and also a stair-step concept. Ultimately, guys, we're going to be reversing against the step of the market, and we're going to be continuing with the step of the market. So we reverse against the step, and we take continuation trades with the step. Okay, now, when we jump in, guys, we're going to get, there'll be 4 charts on display. NASDAQ top left-hand corner, S&P below that as a reference chart. FDAX is the top right-hand corner, guys. The FESX is below as a reference chart. Whereas I just launched a video on YouTube, guys and girls, about why we have the FESX. There are a number of European Open live trading rooms, guys, out there in the world that don't look at the FESX when they're trading. Guys, that's basically trading with one eye closed. Why is that? The FESX is the biggest market in the world at the time that we're trading. If it decides to go up or down, everybody follows it. So just a bit of a reference point. If you're sort of dancing between live trading rooms, wondering which one you're going to subscribe to, guys, if you log into a European Open live trading room and they don't have the FESX on display, they're basically trading with one eye closed, and their results will naturally, their results, dare I say, will naturally reflect that. Now, guys, what to expect? So in the live trading room session today, understanding we do have 2 live trading room sessions we run. We've got the European Open and also the US Close. Guys, the US Close session is absolutely flying for those people that have access to that. Guys, we're going to be targeting profit first and education second. Please be aware that there's a number of people in the live trading room today that have been trading with me for more than 12 years. So you might see some people posting profit into the chat log. Guys, that could be corresponding to a trade that I have called or corresponding to a trade that they have been trained to get. Right, so I'll do my best to call as many trades as I can today. Guys, the volume at the moment on the S&P 500 is 29,120. That means we're heading into a low volume session. That means we're looking at probably 8 to 10 trades across the three markets that we are going to be trading today. Guys, everything we do in the LTR has not only been proven to run at over 90% strike rate, but the key point, guys and girls, we've done that over tens of thousands of trades. So the strategy we're going to be using today, I initially wrote in 2009. I had it polished by the end of 2010. So most traders that have been with me since 2010 naturally have been doing this for a long time. Okay, now every day, guys, I put a video out on YouTube. That's literally Samurai Day Trading on YouTube. Guys, I talk about the best trades of the day, why they're the best trades of the day. If a particular trader took an enormous trade, guys, I make mention of that. Guys, please do watch that YouTube channel as it develops because it is getting more and more numerous. Guys, I'm literally, as I talk to you now, guys, loading a series of videos on how to trade the S&P 500 close properly. It is one of the most powerful trading sessions in the world. It was very, very good for those in Europe or in the US. So I'm working on that for you at the moment. Guys, ultimately, personal considerations, if I can, the best trade for you guys is the trade that makes most sense to you. So please just don't jump into the market because they say buy or sell. You would want to understand why you're buying or understand why you're selling, guys, ultimately because you want to be confident about what you're doing, because you want to be confident about staying with that trade for as long as possible. So what does that mean? Guys, if you're brand new to trading, guys, please watch and listen. We do this every single day of the week. Right? So every single day of the week, what I will focus on is answering questions in the last 15 minutes of the first hour. Now, what does that mean? Guys, typically we make all of our money in the first 35 to 40 minutes of the hour. Then the market quietens down. So that's a really, really good time to be asking questions. If you are experienced, guys, basically take every trade that I call if you agree with it and obviously manage your risk and your targets. I will give you a risk control point. Guys, that's a point where I would, again, it's just a suggestion that I would suggest to start to reduce the risk on your trade. Just a big hint, guys, a big hint for those that want to trade the FDAX. We use a 5-point risk control point, right? So that means once the market has moved 5 points in our favor, we cut our risk off and we let the profit run. That does not mean we use a 5-point stop loss. Okay, if anybody needs me to clarify the difference between those, I'm more than happy to do that, guys. But we would never, ever, ever in a pink fit use a 5-point stop loss on the FDAX because you're just going to, I'm not being rude, but you're just going to stop out over and over and over again. So the risk control point is a point where you may consider reducing your risk, guys. The risk control point is not the stop loss. Okay, so let me be super clear on that one. Guys, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to seek to maximize the profit, guys, on every single trade that we take. I do that very, very much on purpose, guys, on every single trade. So again, I'll guide you through it as best as I can. Guys, and also down the bottom there, please note that if a trade requires more risk than you are comfortable trading, guys, please don't use a smaller stop loss. You literally can't take the trade. Okay, what does that mean? Guys, if we get a NASDAQ trade with, let's say, 40 ticks at risk, that's $200 US. If you don't want $200 at risk, guys, do not put your stop loss at $100. If the market requires a $200 stop, we need to use a $200 stop and go for a $200 target. Now, for those who want to do a little bit of research, guys, particularly over the Christmas break, which is coming up very, very quickly, guys, you can download the Brokers Exposed book from the front of the Samurai Day Trading website. That'll give you an idea of why we focus very, very heavily on futures trading. Guys, you can go to Samurai Day Trading on YouTube. Guys, my Instagram channel is i.love.trading. So literally i.love.trading. Guys, I actually own the global brand, I Love Trading. Evgen, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Guys, and again, when I am back in Australia, guys, when I'm back in Australia, guys, there's a very, very exciting launch for the I Love Trading brand, guys, in Australia that is being planned at the moment, guys, obviously in cahoots with Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. So it's going to be, guys, it's going to be really, really good fun. Now, what we're going to do, guys, let's jump into the live trading room charts. We're running perfect time at this point in time, so perfectly on time, which is wonderful. Now, again, guys, as I suggested, let me move some stuff around here. I'll make sure, guys, that everybody can see charts. So can I get maybe Ahmed? Can you confirm for me, mate, that you can see charts? Perfect. Nice, perfect. What I am going to do is a quick little sweep of microphones. guys, as well, because there will be some people in the background, guys, that will be talking to me if there is a problem or something goes on in the market, guys, or I can't see a certain level. Guys, there are a number of traders that will be jumping in and helping out. Dave Vassallo, man, how are you? Man, I hope you're absolutely fantastic. Now, guys, moving on, young Nathan in Newcastle. Young Nathan in Newcastle, I'll jump on your mic as well, guys. I will jump on a couple of mics as people log into the LTR. So guys, bottom left-hand corner, that is the S&P 500. That's an incredible reference chart. That's an incredible reference chart for the NASDAQ in the top left-hand corner. So a couple of notes on the S&P 500. Guys, if we drop, guys, sorry, if we go up, so if the S&P 500, guys, decides to buy, let me put this up here, okay, at 6093.50. Guys, if we do rally again, Ron, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. If we do rally again, guys, if we do rally again tonight, like we did last night on positive US news, guys, if we get anywhere near 6093.50, it will be an absolutely phenomenal point, a phenomenal point to sell the market. Now, another point that I will say, guys, we're basically in what we refer to as 15-minute chart static bar reversals long on both US markets. So what might occur tonight, guys, is the Europeans might try and sell down. If that sell down doesn't go very well, just watch for those 15-minute chart reversal trades on both of the US markets to reset. Guys, turn around and go back the other way. Now, both of the S&P 500, guys, just double checking. Yeah, so both of the US markets, guys, both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, you've basically got what we refer to as a two-phase sell on the 60-minute charts. So they're basically trying to sell the market down really, really well, but that's not going very well for them. Okay, it's not going very well for them. Now, one of the reasons it's not going well, guys, is that there is anticipation tonight, guys, there's some very, very positive US news. So what we've actually got, guys, again, if I come across here to the bottom right-hand side, the big ones, guys, 10:15 p.m. my time tonight, so that's Tokyo time. Guys, you've got very, very high impact European news. And at 10:30 p.m., you've got very high impact US news. So you'll note that the volume, guys, is down today. So again, just sitting on 29,500 contracts at the moment. That's actually quite low for our session. Guys, the reason it is low is because there's a lot of traders out there in the world who are waiting for those high impact European news announcements before they say, righto, I'm going to commit to market direction. Now, guys, further to that, as Ahmed has also said, which is an important point, we've got Swiss high impact news at both 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. Tokyo time. So that's basically 30 minutes and 60 minutes into the trading session. So we're just going to have to watch that Swiss news, because normally the Swiss news doesn't throw us around. It normally doesn't throw us around. However, today, because there's a lot of stuff going on, guys, in Europe, with some people supporting certain military campaigns and others not, they're all sort of infighting with each other. That news could actually move the market around a little bit. So we're going to have to watch for that. Guys, you'll see the candle starting to twitch up and down if it is going to be a high impact news. Now, guys, so ESP volume, so we are getting ready for contract rollover. So I just want to highlight to everybody, the volume is down today basically because of news, but don't forget contract rollover, guys, is approaching relatively quickly. Guys, if I do my maths on that, it'll be Tuesday, sort of Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So we don't need to worry about contract rollover today, but just be aware, guys, just be aware if you are going to sit on a trade for 3 or 4 days or 5 days, just be aware we are trading towards contract rollover. Okay, there's no doubt. Now, as I'll get rid of that one. We won't need that one today. We do need both of those back on, so I'll move those down. All right, now, for the S&P 500 traders, guys, I note that you guys are currently failing, guys, at the 76 fibs off the 60-minute chart. This is very, very normal. Guys, it's very, very normal for these guys. So we've got these beautiful selling campaigns. They're basically going nowhere, which means the markets are about to turn around and buy. Now, again, as we do, guys, as we do almost every day, guys, I'm identifying a buying point in the market for the S&P 500 traders. Now, the best buying point, there is a tiny little static bar reversal just here. Now, if you want to trade that static bar reversal, guys, it's a static trade. Your entry point, not now. Your entry point when the market opens, guys, is 83.50. Now, what we do need is we need the Europeans to sell down. They need to drag the S&P 500 below that level. You need to see the S&P fail, guys, at a Fibonacci before turning and then running and coming back the other way. Now, some of you will take that trade before the European Open, guys, in case it runs without you. Others will wait to the European Open. Guys, mathematically, because of that Fibonacci, an entry at 83.50 is a really, really lovely entry for the S&P 500 traders. Now, guys, if we do go short, though, if Europe decides it's going to absolutely collapse, which at this point in time it probably won't, but if it does do that, guys, just be aware that just below us here, guys, just below us here on the S&P 500, guys, right there is a really, really powerful 4-hour short. Now, at the moment, the markets are really congested. They've got absolutely no idea what they're doing. Guys, if Europe panics because somebody says the news is a lot more negative than negative than what is thought, guys, we could get a number of 4-hour shorts triggering on the NASDAQ. Guys, so note the NASDAQ traders, you've got a very powerful 4-hour short. So if we do go short on the European markets, guys, and we start triggering 4-hour chart trades, then not only are we going to have to be really, really careful about reversing long against those, but if we get big efficient candles, guys, on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, then again, it's just be a waterfall of selling, which will be absolutely incredible to watch. Now, guys, there was very, very positive, a big US rally last night, guys, based on positive US news that came out just prior to the US Open. It was absolutely ballistic to the high side. Typically, guys, after a rally like that, we do get a bit of a sell down. Now, mind you, the sell down will be driven by the European-based traders, guys. So the Americans won't go rogue. Now, how do you know that, guys? How do you know that? And you're like, well, Lockie, who's in charge? Europe's in charge. Guys, if we look at the bottom right-hand corner of the FESX, okay, the volume at the moment on the FESX is just under 400 contracts, whereas the S&P 500 is sitting at mid-300s. So at the moment, guys, as much as the US is getting ready to trade properly, the volume is already greater on the FESX. When we open, we'll probably go to 2,500 or 3,000 contracts per candle. The S&P won't do the same. It means the Europeans are effectively in charge. Now, moving. So Steve, I'll jump on you in a sec. If you can just hold on one tick. For the experienced FDAX traders, guys, if you're an experienced FDAX trader, if we do get a shot down on open, guys, so literally get a shot down on open, please watch the static bar reversals over here, guys, on the left-hand side. Now, again, if we do get a bit of a really, really serious push down, guys, and they can't push down, we're going to get a beautiful recoil going back the other way, and it could be quite good fun. We do have to watch very carefully, guys, if the US market is preempting this European news by saying, look, I think it's negative. Guys, again, we could literally just fall out of the tree, which is actually really good fun. All right, now let me blow up this, guys. Let me blow up this market a little bit for you. This is the FDAX. So blowing it up, guys, if we do buy the market, you guys have got your static bar reversals up towards the top here. Okay, so again, these guys, the Europeans will normally try and close the gap. So guys, at this point in time, we haven't closed the gap on the FDAX. We have closed the gap. It looks like we've closed the gap on the big market, guys, called the FESX. So that means that the FDAX may actually struggle. But these NASDAQ traders, guys, look at this. they're hunting their 4-hour short. We could be into one of those days where it just plummets. Okay, now speaking of that, as we know, the Europeans love to close the gap. Now we also know, guys, that the FDAX is trying to trigger a daily swing trigger long. Now I can get into a little bit more detail if I need to, guys. The trigger point for that long is 424. Now that will trigger normally inside the cash market. We're not in the cash market yet. We're in the pre-market. So if we do get a sell down, guys, and it's quite violent, but they can't sustain the sell down, we might actually turn around, come back through, trigger a daily long, guys. If we do, we're going to try and hold the longs on FDAX for at least 30 to 40 minutes. Right. So we're going to try and hold it as long as we can. We know about this. So larger charts, guys, we've got around about 5.5 minutes until the gun goes. Right now on the larger charts, okay, so again, FESX, guys, bottom right-hand corner, that's basically the danger chart. This is where those trading the NASDAQ and S&P kind of don't focus on what's going on over here, and as a result, they have their pants handed to them. What we've got, guys, here on the FESX is a daily short. It's got a -6 rating on it, which means it's a very, very strong daily short. I said again, if the Europeans were to buy up even just a smidge, guys, just a little bit, if they can't push the market up, we're going to re-trigger this daily short, which we already have. So, guys, this is like literally tumble town. Okay, particularly because this little one here has got a -6 strength rating. It means the buyers have completely lost control of the market. And ironically, guess why they lost control, guys? At the pink evil twin Fibonacci, right? So fancy that. Okay, they've lost control exactly where we thought they were going to lose control. So no surprise there. Down to the 4-hour chart, guys, this is ultimately the danger chart. Let me take that extension off for a moment. This is the danger chart, guys. The reason being is that if we get caught on the wrong side of a 4-hour trade on the 5-minute charts, it can be a problem. That's why we come and do our recon first. So at this point in time, guys, we are, let me just double check, 1, 2, 3. If the FESX sells down, guys, but doesn't do a very good job of it, if we get down anywhere near, ideally 6162, right? So if we sell down near 61 or 62, okay, so we're gonna put 2 lines on the 5-minute chart here, guys. So 61 and 62. All right, so let me just put these on correctly. If we get anywhere near 6162, right, so I'll put this on our chart here. Very, very powerful buy point, or it's a collapse point, right? So literally the market could just go ballistic, go to the downside, Now we had exactly this scenario yesterday, guys, in the live trading room, like literally exactly the scenario, buy point or collapse point. So if these guys want to run down, as if they want to run down, it's going to be very, very impressive. But if they get stuck there, we're going to turn the market around and send it back the other way, which is going to be really, really good fun. Now, what's the bet that corresponds with a Fibonacci? Let me just put that in place. Let me put that in place. So I'm going to draw my Fibonacci up. For those that are brand new to the session, we always draw our Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. And the spine of the Fibonacci always runs from left to right. If you're running it from right to left, your Fibonacci is upside down. Guys, and not to be rude, an upside down Fibonacci does not work because Fibonacci is not palindromic, guys. It doesn't read the same in both directions. Just so you know, the number 808 is palindromic. It reads the same in both directions. Fibonacci is not palindromic. Okay, now, as we get down to the 60-minute chart, I think we're going to sell first and then buy, guys. But at the end of the day, the market will tell us what to do. That Fibonacci is correct. That is a beautiful long, guys, setting up on the FESX. Okay, so, okay, I'm going to get rid of that arrow because I don't want it to confuse our charts. Now, final spot check, guys, final spot check for the FDAX traders. So let me bring this across. I'm going to strip a little bit of detail, guys, off we come in. All right, there's a 60-minute short inside the cash market if they can't go hard to the high side. So for our FDAX traders, again, a couple of things we're going to pick up. One is if we sell down, I'm just making these candles nice and fat. Once 1 minute and 48 until the gun goes. Steve, I'll jump on your comment, right? I'll jump on your comment once we've got through the open because that's going to take me a while to get through. I'm just looking at the key points. Yeah, I agree. so I agree. So I'm going to come back to that, Steve. I'll come back to that in a little bit. Now, the flip side, guys, the flip side of all that, we're good. So with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go, guys, until the market triggers. For the FDAX traders with experience, if you trade the opening candle, guys, we're going to keep a very close eye on that ratio-based static bar reversal there. We would clearly need to sell down, guys, well below that level before we're looking for a reversal. We are also looking for climactic volume. So those that are brand new, the candlesticks will change color. It's just like this orange one here on the NASDAQ. The candlesticks will change color if a particular team is using too much volume. Now, for my slightly more advanced traders, you guys have seen this extreme volume here. So the sellers are selling down with extreme volume. Some of you are probably long off these 76 Fibonacci's. Guys, that's very, very normal for the NASDAQ traders to do. For the junior traders, you're going to wait for the market to open in 20 seconds, and then you're looking for a similar trade. Okay, then you're looking what you're looking for, guys, for the junior traders, guys, is this static bar reversal over here on the left. Okay, so let's, as we roll into open, by 7 or so seconds, just make sure you've got the right account loaded, guys. So make sure you've got the right account loaded. Make sure you've got the right automatic risk control loaded. If you are copy trading, please make sure you're copy trading into the correct account. We've already gone extreme volume, guys, already gone extreme volume on the FDAX. Okay, so they are very, very keen. Very, very keen to jump, which is brilliant. So FESX is coming through. Let me just have a look here. So FDAX traders, we normally wait around 60 seconds before we consider taking a trade. Okay, let me just put your Fibonacci in place. We're going to draw our Fibonacci down in order to catch them on the way up. Guys, now, again, there will be 2 Fibonacci options on FDAX today. Guys, you're going to have the gap Fibonacci, which it looks like they're teasing already. Just be really aware, guys, on the opening candle. Ideally, we're looking for pivot-based reversals on FDAX. So pivot-based reversal would be really good fun. NASDAQ, you guys have got a static bar reversal long. Okay, so for those people that have traded, guys, the static bar reversal long, incredible ratios, -3 rating, guys, -3 rating, which means the sellers have completely lost control of the market and we're off to the high side. So again, guys, if you are long on the NASDAQ already, now those of you that are trained already would know what that signal is. Okay, would know what that signal is. FDAX traders, you are picking up a gap-based reversal, guys, at 43. So there's a gap-based reversal at 43. Now, if you are going to go short, guys, on the FDAX at 4.3, guys, if you are going to do that, guys, then you would need to wait for the buyers to push through as they're doing right now. Let me just double check price. You could even, guys, you could even try and pick up a 4.4. You could even try and pick up a 4.4 entry as opposed to the price I gave you. Now, guys, if you are going to sell the market short, guys, let me just make sure I'm getting the orders on at the right price. If you are going to sell the market short for the FDAX, guys, you need these buyers to push up. You need them to completely burn out of the volume they're burning out on. Guys, I'll get rid of that high impact news. Okay, that Fibonacci can now go, the green Fibonacci. So we're looking, guys, we're looking for the buyers to push up well above, guys, well above the reversal point because it is an opening candle trade. So well above the reversal point and they're absolutely hammered. Now, at this point in time, guys, we've gone, where are we? So at this point in time, we've gone well above, guys, well above our short point. So we've just got to watch how much risk we're going to be carrying. NASDAQ traders, guys, if you are long on the static bar reversal, well done. If you may have gone long on that V2 delta, guys, that's the bright green line across the chart, guys, with the diamond on the right-hand side. If you have gone, guys, if you have gone short on that one, then absolutely brilliant. Well done. Sorry, short, long, the other way, it's green. FDAX traders, you've got a backup trade, guys, underneath yesterday's high, guys, with an entry at 51. Now, we've got to be very, very careful. I was very, very careful on the FDAX. If these guys do close back above yesterday's high, guys, we can't go short underneath yesterday's high. Okay, now let's have a look at what the FESX may be doing. DAX. Okay. If the buyers on FDAX, guys, get forced under yesterday's high, please note we are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. If we get forced under yesterday's high, guys, we may be looking at a pretty powerful little sell here. The FDAX has clearly, guys, started to show some weakness on behalf of the sellers. Let me have a look. So larger chart Fibonacci would look like this. I'd suggest, guys, based on Fibonacci, the FDAX has probably got a little bit more buying to go. For those that don't enter, guys, if you do not enter in the last 90 seconds, then your short order on at 451, you're going to take that short order off, guys, because you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of yesterday's high. Okay, so, guys, I've got a short order on at 451. I'm going to move it down the screen because, again, I don't want to enter this reversal, guys, in the last 90 seconds. Remy, that's a huge trade. That's a huge trade. Now, guys, my attention is switching to the NASDAQ. Oh, so NASDAQ traders, you're normally left by yourself, guys, on the opening candle. as we start to shift our focus to the NASDAQ traders are looking for 76 fib, guys, 76 fib style shorts. I've just put my fib on the chart for you there. FDAX at this stage, guys, so I need the buyers to push through, guys. I need the buyers to push through on the NASDAQ before we get a really, really lovely short. Some of you may have gone long, guys, off the 76 fib or off the static bar reversal, guys, or off this delta here. You may have taken any of those trades. Guys, please be advised with the volatility on NASDAQ today, guys, you'd be looking at maybe a 20 tick first target with a 12 to 14 tick risk control point. FDAX, just reminding you that you are not going short under yesterday's high. So FDAX, you are not going short under yesterday's high. Experienced traders are probably bouncing off yesterday's high and going long. Guys, now, if that is you and you do have the experience to do that, you've waited for them to hit yesterday's high. You've gone long, guys, at 455. Your risk control point is 460. You're currently on your risk control point now, and you're through your first target, guys. If you're going to bounce off yesterday's high and run long, there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason I say that, ladies and gents, is we can't sell short. All right, we're not allowed to sell short back into a pivot, guys. If the FDAX actually wants to run here, we can't go long off the top of this candle. Guys, we can go long over the top of yesterday's high. All right. So if you are long over the top of yesterday's high at 5.5, your risk control point is 60. Guys, your second target is 6.5. Your third target is 4.70. The reason I mention this, guys, if we push up to this 133, 141.4 extension, if we get caught there, then the FDAX traders are actually setting up a short. All right. So there's nothing wrong with bouncing off the top of yesterday's high. But again, if we get anywhere near that 133 extension, guys, we're looking for really lovely shorts on the FDAX. Okay, so short range long, guys, probably long range short. Okay, probably looking at a long range short. So I'm looking for a push up, guys. I'd love them to engage that 133 because we know how much the FDAX loves. We know how much the FDAX loves the 133. All right, just watching what these guys are doing. So I'd suggest for the European-based traders, we're looking for long-range shorts, guys, with really tight targets, right? So, sorry, long-range shorts, really tight risk control. If this is the reversal point, guys, on the FDAX this early into the session, we might be looking for a really lovely long-range short. Okay, now NASDAQers, right, I've got another trade, guys, that's labeled on the NASDAQ for you. And everybody see this little static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side of the chart. So it's a static bar reversal short. If you've waited for the buyers to push up and steal the stair step, and then you've gone short, guys, around about the 6250 mark, you're looking for a 20 tick target. The candle's already moved down around about 35, 36 ticks, right? So that's well beyond your short target, guys, if you are short. Right, so I know that some of you really do know what you're doing here. So you may have picked up, right? You may have picked up the static bar reversal long. You may have picked up the delta long. You may have also picked up this older short from over here on the left-hand side. Now, FDAX traders, if we close back below yesterday's high, right? If we close back below yesterday's high in 1 minute and 34 seconds, we may be gearing up for a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Guys, the delta short here, this little red delta. Guys, please don't put your order on at this point now because you're assuming the sellers are going to get back under that pivot, which we don't do. But there's a really, really lovely trade, guys. If we close back under yesterday's high for the FDAX, there's a really lovely trade at 449 to the downside. All right, so we know that trade is there. We know there's institutional orders sitting on the market at 449. So again, if we get a lovely little push down, guys, towards the end of the candle must close under the pivot before we take the trade. Okay, now there will also be a pivot-based reversal here as well. So if we do get under yesterday's high, guys, in 47 seconds, and we stay under there, guys, we're looking for a short at 451. Okay, now please don't put your order on now. Guys, you're assuming a close over a pivot, and that is a dangerous hobby. so again, guys, if we do pick up a valid short, we're looking at 451 as the entry. We're then looking at a 5 point or 446 as the risk control. Now, at this stage, the European markets look to have burnt themselves out quite badly. Nice, quite badly. So again, if we do pick up, nice, I'm just going to get ready myself. Nice, if we can pick up a 5-1 entry, as a 5-1 entry on FDAX, that would be absolutely brilliant. So you would have to, guys. So the candle is closed. Don't you run without us, please. So I'm being a little bit patient, guys, a little bit patient. I do want, so again, guys, the experienced FDAX traders, the delta I've already spoken about at 4.9 is a valid trade. No question about that. If we do get the buyers pushing back up again, guys, for the junior traders, if they push back up to yesterday's high, guys, you're looking at a 4.51 entry. Now, that is a static bar reversal short for the FDAX traders who trade static bar reversal shorts, complemented by deltas. So again, for those of you that are short already, you might be short, guys, on the delta at 49. If you're short at 49, your risk control point is 44. You're already at 43, which means you've gone through your first target. You've controlled your risk. You can't lose any money. For those wanting the buyers to push back up again, guys, we need the buyers to push back up through yesterday's high in order to get that fill at 51. Guys, the market hasn't offered us that fill yet. Okay, so just, I know you guys will manage your trades really, really well. If you are on the delta, you've already gone through your first target. Be aware, guys, for the FDAX traders, your volatility is relatively low. Your volatility is relatively low, meaning ultimately that if we are going to go for short range targets, guys, going for short range targets, we want to make sure that we're getting filled on those short range targets relatively quickly. Right? So it's all about, guys, it's all about tight risk control. And we'll just basically see, we'll see what the market has for us. Okay, now let's have a quick look. Now, just watching what they're doing, guys, just watching what they're doing. Okay, now for the NASDAQ traders, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, at this stage, the buyers own the stair step. At this stage, the buyers own the stair step. So we're not going to be, guys, we're not going to be buying the market. We're looking to sell the market. We don't have any new signals, guys. We don't have any new signals on the, we don't have any new signals, guys, on the NASDAQ at this point in time. So no new signals on the NASDAQ at this stage. I'll keep a very close eye on the Europeans because they will ultimately be the compass eyes as to what the Americans want to do. All right, so let's just watch these guys very, very closely. See what they've got. See what they've got going on, and then we can roll from there. Now, that being said, okay, looking at other screens, nice to see what they're doing. Now, at this stage, S&P, as you've got sellers that are trying to show, at this point in time, the sellers, guys, the sellers are not impressing anybody anywhere. We're basically getting guidance from Europe as to what Europe wants to do. Now, at this stage, guys, again, the typical time in trade on the FDAX, guys, even if the volatility is a little bit low, typical time in trades around about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, now, again, if the FESX, guys, let me just look at this FESX at the moment. So the FESX 15-minute chart, guys, they are using a lot of volume. They're using a lot of volume to try and push the market up. Okay, all right, so at this stage, guys, for the FDAX traders, guys, if we close above yesterday's high, so if we do close above yesterday's high, we've clearly got no more short trades. So we've literally got no more short trades. Obviously, we're not, again, we can't short if we close it back over yesterday's high. The lower low here, guys, the lower low here on FDAX does suggest they might be trying to create a swing trigger to the high side. Now, again, that swing trigger will not confirm, guys, until the candle closes. So we've got at least 38 seconds. Okay, don't be surprised if the personality of the candle changes a lot in the last sort of 25 seconds, particularly the last 10 seconds. For the S&P, guys, we've got a gap down at the start of this candle, which means that ultimately the American traders should end the 5 minutes, guys, certainly not buying. They should actually end up relatively negative. For the FDAX, guys, at this point in time, again, just wait for the candle to close, guys. Wait for the personality of the market to ultimately define what it's doing. We're talking about the last 10 seconds. Guys, you saw the sellers flash into the close of this particular candle. It does mean that the buyers have ultimately lost their short-term confidence in the market. So the buyers are losing their short-term confidence. Now, ultimately, what does that mean? I can't send you short, guys, on a new trade. I also can't send you long on a swing trigger because we're into the 133 fib extension. So ultimately, guys, I would suggest at this stage that the market may be trying to move down versus up. So what does it mean, guys? If you've gone short under yesterday's high at 52, which we suggested earlier, if you've gone short at 52, guys, your risk control point is 47. You're through your first target. If you've gone short at 51, your risk control point and first target is 46. You've gone through that. Because everybody see the personality of the market change in the last 10 seconds. So there would have been a whole lot of people in the world going, I'm going long, this is amazing. Well, all of those people that tried to swing the market long prematurely just had their stop losses smacked. So not being rude, but ha to you, you actually don't know what you're doing. So for those of you who are short on the FDAX, guys, at 5.2 or 5.1, you've just gone through your 5-point target and risk control point. So well done. Now, some of you guys should be on this. Yes. Sorry, guys, catching up. Nathan, massive trade. Well done, Maddie. Nice work, mate. Nice work. Well done. Now, FDAX traders, we're not going. So your volatility is in the low 20s. We're not going for much more than 5 points, guys. Now, if we get a big lift in volatility, maybe leading into this Swiss news, if we get a big lift in volatility, guys, we might be looking for another trade. Right, you guys are doing really well. Very congested market. If you're banking cash, guys, it means that you are trained properly, which is really important. Now, at this stage, for the NASDAQ traders, buyers own the stair step on your market. Right? So a buying base reversal will be very weak. So again, if you're eyeing off, guys, this static bar reversal that I marked on the chart, guys, literally as we came, or I marked it after the event, but those people that know what they're doing know what to trade there. As if you are going to revisit that static bar reversal, please note that you are buying with a buying step. So a 10 tick first target and risk control point, guys, it's only $50 US. It's not that glamorous. But what we don't want to do is go for a massive target when the Europeans don't agree with you, right? At the moment, the Europeans have no idea what they're doing. Right? So short range NASDAQ targets will be really easy to get, just plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. Guys, I know that's only tiny targets, but it adds up real quick. Okay, adds up real quick. Now, I note, guys, climactic volume on the European markets. Okay, note that they've got within the vicinity of the 133 extension. If the buyers do buy, guys, through here and we fail at the 133, 141.4 on FDAX, we're looking for a brand new short at 470. If you're a little bit careful, guys, 469 is our sell point. Okay, 469 is our sell point. Are you in a trade? No. Okay, guys, Akito's laptop has just decided to do an update right in the middle of our trading session, but she's not in a trade, so that's all right. That is all right. That Fibonacci can go, guys. We don't need that at this point in time. So we're ultimately waiting. Yeah, Ahmed, we're ultimately waiting, guys, for this candle to close. We've got 1 minute and 1 second to go. Note that the personality of the candle, guys, will change in the last 10 seconds. So please don't try and preempt the direction of the market. Okay, we don't do that. We don't have to do that. Now, if I've got traders long, guys, on the static bar reversal, your entry point is 2 ticks over the top of that bar at 54.25. Guys, if you are long on that one, I'm going to give you a low volatility first target of $50. Okay, so if you are long there, guys, let me just double check the bottom of the box. Okay, let me move it down. Right, if you guys are long, guys, on the NASDAQ, just as a reference point, if you are long, you've gone through your first target, which is only $50 US, but you've got to the point where you'd say, Lockie, I've made $50 US. I'm now going to cut the risk off on the trade. FDAX looks like you're about to get a 4-point turning bar short. Very, very powerful signal. So for the FDAX traders, okay, what does it ultimately mean? What I would love you to do, guys, what I would love you to do is wait for some green to show on the candle. Wait for some green before going red. Right? So we're going to wait for a touch of green before we go red. Now, again, guys and girls, if the buyers do push up here and they touch the gap, guys, you can trade this static bar reversal short. You've actually got a better fill at 42, which means you're carrying less risk. You've got more potential of the market going to profit. So you guys are waiting. In a perfect world, you're waiting for the buyers to push up here and actually get you a better fill with lower risk. If we do push back over the top of the gap, guys, naturally there's going to be a gap-based reversal here, a 444, but we need to get above that price level in order to sell down. Guys, it is a 4-point turning bar on the FDAX. It is a very, very powerful hint, guys, that the sellers are going to sell. We might see this little buying campaign, guys. That's exactly what you want. So note this static bar reversal, guys, the fill point is at 442. All right, so for the advanced FDAX traders, you're waiting for a fill at 442. You've been filled at 442. Your risk control point is 437. You're already trading at 436. So therefore, the FDAX traders have just gone through their 5-point risk control point already. So you're trading this static bar reversal, guys. You're waiting for the buyers to push up, get above your entry point, filling your sell order at 442. First target is 437. It's already gone to 436. It is likely to go a little bit further. So guys, if you're holding on to longer range targets, guys, because of the 4-point turning bar, because of this candle right here, guys, it's obviously got a label on the top of it to tell you it's a very, very strong signal. You are wanting to go short for a 5-point target only. So FDAX traders, if you've gone short, you've gone short, you've had a ball. You've had a ball. Now, that being said, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we've triggered this static bar reversal long already. It's come back down for the slightly more advanced traders. Guys, you may have done this, guys, you may have done this to add even further weight to the trade. You may have drawn your Fibonacci up, yeah, to catch them on the way down. At this stage, guys, we didn't get to the 76s. We got caught over the top of these 61.8s. Okay, but if you have done that, guys, if you have gone long, again, guys, 10-tick risk control point, it's gone more than 20 ticks to the high side. So that means you should have gone through your first target, potentially gone through your second target, or you've gone through your first target, brought your risk up, can't lose any money. Now, FDAX traders, back to you. Some of you may have gone short, guys. Some of you may have gone short on the FDAX, guys, underneath that static bar reversal. If you have, that's gone perfectly. If you've traded the 4-point turning bar, guys, because you waited for green and then you went red, that's also gone well, all right? If you waited for the push for the gap reversal, guys, we haven't got the gap reversal yet, all right? We need to push above the gap and get absolutely drilled. What we're looking for the buyers to stick their head up and get knocked off. All right, so at the moment, they're kind of sticking their head up going, you know what, are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? I reckon these buyers are going to get their head knocked off. Guys, it's going to be pretty obvious to watch, actually. Now, I'm getting that from the FESX, guys, the primary reference chart down the bottom. Volume, so guys, again, for those learning, volume on the FESX is around 2,000. The volume on the S&P is 700. So therefore, FESX wins. So FESX, the Europeans are currently in charge. Right? There's no question about that at all. So again, the best trade, guys, the best trade over there on the FDAX, guys, is the static bar reversal. All right, so the, whoops, wrong button. The best one, guys, is this one right here. Why is this little static bar reversal short? If you waited for them to retrace back up, tag the gap, and then you've gone short for the SBR. Guys, again, just reiterating, guys, your entry is 42, your first target is 37. You've gone through your first target already. Okay, so you're already done. Now, guys, I'm taking some of these trades in the background myself, so I'm slowly but surely building up to my daily KPI. The markets are very quiet. Guys, markets are very, very quiet. If those that are not used to it, if you see me look to the right-hand side, that's where my execution chart is, guys. So that's where I actually execute my trades. Now, let's have a look. Guys, I'm not buying the buy on the FDAX at all. Guys, how far? So 525. No, I'm buying big sells, guys. I'm buying big sells. All right. So I have a sneaking suspicion these buyers aren't going to last very long on the European markets. Guys, that's coming off the 15 and 30-minute chart. What's our volume like? Wow, NASDAQ volume, you have vanished. Oh, the NASDAQ is you have vanished volume-wise. Okay, so that's
Fantastic,
okay.
because the news.
Yeah, mate, it could be people pulling volume out of the market because they're very concerned about the Swiss news announcement that's 5 minutes from now. You are on the money. You are absolutely on the money. So, guys, just to refresh again for the FTX traders, guys, I'll put a bottle of wine on this one. These guys are going to go down versus up. If you are short, guys, underneath the gap at 444, guys, your target is 39. If you're short at 444, your target is 39. We've already gone through the other trades. Again, we are rolling into news, guys. Again, boom. Boom. Ah, dear. FTX traders, if you were waiting for to go short under the gap, boom. Okay, so there's your answer. Well done, guys. That's absolutely brilliant. And the best signal there, guys, ratio-based mathematical static bar reversal short. Doesn't get any sexier than that, guys. And that has gone way beyond our first target. So well done, everybody. Diane, beautiful trade. FTX 5 and 10 times 2. Terry, awesome trade. Stacking your long range target. Guys, this will be the institutional traders have got a hint as to what the news is. Okay, so again, just to refresh the FTX traders, you've got, okay, just to warn you out, static bar reversal short, delta outside the range of a static bar reversal, 4-point turning bar short, delta outside the range of that. You've also got a gap-based reversal. If you waited for the green team to show and then sold, you guys have got 4 trades there. Every single one of them has gone to target. Every single one of them has done what they're expected to do mathematically. All right, so let me take 2 of those off because we didn't get people trading 4 trades, but a number of people have taken 2 trades there, which is brilliant. Interesting point, guys. Interesting point. Maths wins over untested opinion every time. What just happened there on the FTX? Maths won. Now, maths has been winning, guys, I don't want to sound rude, but maths has been winning since 2011. So you can do some maths on that, work out how many trades we may have picked up between now and 2011. That's how long maths has been winning for. So, guys, at the moment, buyers own the stair step on FTX. Any selling-based reversal you can get your hands on is absolutely hilarious, and the market is doing exactly what it's expected to do. Now, for the Nazi traders, at the moment, buyers own the stair step. Guys, if the sellers sell down and tag or touch this low, the sellers will have stolen the stair step, opening the opportunity for buying-based reversals. Nathan, you got 6, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6, 12, 21, 24. So that adds up to that adds up to more than 5, mate. So that mate, well done. Absolutely beautiful trade. Oh, guys, not to mention. Okay, we did talk for the FTX traders. We did talk about we did talk about that static bar reversal short, guys. And we said if you are a ratio-based static bar reversal short, so if you're a ratio-based trader, the moment these guys close back under yesterday's high, guys, you can go short. For the experienced traders, you're holding it for up to 15 minutes to see what the market's response is. Right? For the junior traders, you're holding between 5 and 7 minutes, and normally you'll get a good answer. So, Matt, that's a stunning result. Nath, I do know that you stack your longer range targets. So those 21s and 24s are pretty sexy. But I don't need to tell you that, right? You're the one pushing the button. And then that brings up a really good point. There are some traders, guys, in the LTR that are on way over one contract. Some are on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got some on 20. We've got some on 40. Depending on the volume, we've got some on 80. Okay, so again, FTX traders, you are killing it today. So well done to you. You're doing a really great job. Guys, you're doing a really great job. Now, flip side, goes the flip side of all of that. We are now waiting for the news. We're waiting for the news. I'm very excited, guys, when traders just belt the market. It's actually quite exciting. So waiting for the news, guys. If the news is going to have an eye impact, I have a sneaking suspicion Deutsche Bank it's probably paid to get the news early. I don't think the news is going to be very positive. Let's just wait and see. It wouldn't be the first time banks pay a little bit of money to get a little bit of a hint as to what the market's doing, but we can see it in the price movement anyway, guys. So that's the, see the twitch, guys. This is the news, all right? So this is the twitching. Just let the twitching go, okay? For the Nazi traders, real quick. I'm glad we've got risk control, guys. I'm glad we've got risk control. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, you've gone straight to the second set of evil twins, all right? You've gone straight through to that 90 fib. So again, some of you guys, some of you who are fast off the mark, all right, you may have picked up the 90% fib failure. Now, guys, as the backup, you might have picked up the 76. As the backup, you've got a selling delta on the NASDAQ at the moment. Now, guys, if you're going to trade the selling delta, guys, you promise me you must use tight risk control. Okay, now, again, selling deltas. Guys, again, you've got 3 deltas on the screen already. The selling delta here on NASDAQ, which is the highest one, guys, at 760. You would need to be in on that trade. You're already through your target. Guys, if you need to be in already, guys. If you're not an experienced trader, just let this candle go. FTX hasn't responded to the news yet, guys. So the NASDAQ is really nervous about the news. Have a look at what's going on, guys. The sellers now own the stair step on the NASDAQ. All right. So if these sellers blow their volume up really, really quickly, right? If they blow their volume up, NASDAQ traders they're blowing their volume up. NASDAQ traders may be looking for a long, guys, off this static bar reversal. You must have a tight risk control point. FTX traders, the gap-based reversal has been revisited again. So FTX traders, buyers on the stair step. Guys, some of you may have gone short at 444. If you've gone short at 444, guys, 1 point under the gap, your first target is 439. You're at your first target already. Matty, well done, mate. Great trade. Well done. Guys, the hint for the FTX traders, the buyers still own the step. Any selling-based reversal with responsible risk is acceptable. Now, at this stage, guys, the US interpretation of the market, of the news is very, very different. It's very, very different to the European interpretation. Suffice to say, NASDAQ traders, you're looking at this static bar reversal long. Promise me, please, you've got a 10-tick risk control point. I don't think this NASDAQ is going to go much further. They've completely blown their volume. Okay, blown their volume. Okay, now, again, let's just see what they do. We have a 90% fib failure here, guys. The short from the top of the jar, I don't think anyone would have got that. You would have had to be very, very fast on that one, but you may have got it. Guys, my entry price on the NASDAQ, guys, is a minimum of 54.25, right? A minimum of 54.25. As if you are a beginner trader, you're waiting for the sellers to fail at the 90%, come back through, pick up all the stop losses sitting above those 76s. Okay, so we're basically eyeing off that static bar reversal there. Now, mind you, just watch your risk as these guys cruise down, because the NASDAQ, guys, is approaching a very, very powerful 4-hour short. Guys, if it can't break that 4-hour short, if it can't break the 4-hour short, we're going to get a ricochet long. Okay, that's what we spoke about already. FTX traders, you're in the last 90 seconds. Okay, so you are not going to enter another short trade, please. Okay, mind you, shorts on FTX are looking very sexy with a capital S, but at this point in time, we're not re-entering in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Now, again, let's just watch very closely, because the S&P 500 traders, you guys are setting up a 76 fib reversal. Right? So you guys are setting up a 76 fib reversal. That's probably going to fuel the NASDAQ. It's probably going to fuel the NASDAQ. Okay, just be careful of this news. I don't think, yeah, okay, Cody, there you go. Thank you, mate. Sorry, mate, your mic is meant to be on. But in the heat of getting into the battle, I didn't turn you on. Remy,
no,
50
I was late in.
5.
I was late in.
Oh, okay, mate, got it. That's all good. I hope you had a magic day, mate, in paradise.
Always, mate.
Now That being said, guys, for FDAX traders, again, for those that are new to the session, we don't trade the FDAX in the last 90 seconds of each candle. So please do not put a short on under yesterday's high. Guys, we need this candle to close under yesterday's high, which is what it's currently doing. It's got to stay under yesterday's high, but then it's got to go and create a higher high. It's got to push up here, guys, before we turn around and send it back the other way. Okay. For the American traders, particularly the NASDAQ, guys, particularly the NASDAQ, you guys have gapped down at the start of this candle. You guys have gapped down. Okay. Now, what does that ultimately mean? As we would need, as if I was going to go long on the static bar reversal here, which is the one we're talking about, guys, at 54.25, so not below that, guys, at 54.25, I need to see the sellers sell down on this candle and get absolutely annihilated. So again, we're looking for the sellers to show. So red before green, guys, red before green. Now, again, guys, some of you may have gone short, guys, under yesterday's high. Some of you may have said, Lockie, you know what? I'm going to wait for these buyers to push up. I'm going to pick up this delta there short on the FDAX. Now, you may have done that, guys. That is a delta, guys. That is a delta there outside the range, guys, of a static bar reversal short. Now, if you have taken that trade, you're short at 449. Guys, I didn't get the higher high that I wanted, guys, so I'm currently not short on the FDAX.
I have NASDAQ failing at 60-minute 76s as well.
Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Okay, I have a sneaking suspicion, guys. So again, for the NASDAQ traders, you're looking for a lower low, ideally, and you want the sellers to sell down and get absolutely smacked, guys. Like really, really, really smacked, guys. Cody is 100% on the money. So these 60-minute 76s, guys, if we do get a lower low here, guys, you are setting up a long on the NASDAQ, 4 ticks over the top of those Fibonacci, guys, at 750. I do want to see the lower low push through and get absolutely annihilated. Now, I haven't seen that yet. We're keeping a very close eye on it. Be very close. It would be amazing if we get a lower low, guys. The moment they stick their toe in the water just like that, it would be amazing if they get absolutely drilled. Okay, now again, if you are going to go long on the NASDAQ at 750, then you are looking for a fill at 750. Guys, your risk control point is only 10 ticks. We still don't know what these guys are doing today. Now, mind you, guys, I have a sneaking suspicion the news has spooked a number of traders. Okay, news has spooked a couple of traders. So let's just watch this really, really carefully. Guys, this is only for the 76 fib reversal traders. Guys, it's only for the 76 fib reversal traders. FDAX, I didn't get the higher high that I was looking for. So again, some of you may be short, guys. I didn't get the high I was looking for. FESX, guys, is in the mood to sell, so hence the FDAX short is absolutely phenomenal. Now at the moment, guys, I don't want the, what time is it? So 1:44, 5:38. Okay, I don't want the S&P 500 getting much lower than this, guys, for the NASDAQ traders. So promise me, guys, for the NASDAQ, if you have gone long at 750, guys, your first target is 752.50. It's only a 10-tick target or a 10-tick risk control point. I do want to see, guys, I do want to see these buyers push in. Okay, now, again, ultimately, I don't want the S&P going any lower because that could be a drag net on the NASDAQ. So at this stage, guys, we're giving the NASDAQ up to 5 minutes to tell us what it's doing. Right. So the FDAX, guys, is about to give us, it could be a brand new 4-point turning bar short. Guys, FESX is very angry, guys, very, very angry about the Swiss news. All right, so NASDAQ, just make sure, guys, your stop loss is in a reasonable spot. We don't want to hold too much risk on the NASDAQ. If this is not the turning point for the NASDAQ, Guys, we don't want to take big stop outs. This news may have spooked the Europeans. Okay, hence the reference. All right, let's just watch what they're doing. The S&P, guys, so I'm just going to take this Fibonacci off the S&P. The S&P is cruising down to a potential 4-hour short. Guys, now again, if the 4-hour short cannot be sustained, the US traders will probably push the market back up again a little bit. For the FDAX, guys, the sellers have just stolen the stair step. The sellers have stolen the stair step, which means no more selling trades, unless that's a 4-point turning bar, guys, which it is. But, guys, the FDAX has gapped back over the top of the 50 Fibonacci. So that's not a trade. That's not a trade we're going to be taking on the FDAX short. Now, I would suggest if we're not taking it short, the vast majority of traders are not going to take it short. Therefore, we should see some buying moving into the European side of the house. So see the buying moving in because we can't go short. I would really love the buying, guys, to, again, spread like a virus to the NASDAQ. I know we've got traders long at 750. Okay, let me just watch. So guys, if the NASDAQ does decide to buy back to our entry point at 750, if it does decide to buy back to the entry point, we are going to start to wind in our risk. This, guys, this looks like the American markets are about to try and fall into these 4-hour shorts. Now, if that is the case, guys, we may have a negative trade on the NASDAQ. All right, if we have a negative trade, we'll just go and get it back again. This could be the NASDAQ getting affected by the European news. Okay, now let's just wait and see. Now, guys, difference between a static versus dynamic entry. Okay, again, I wanted to mention it. The static entry traders are not entering the market until around about the 53.50 mark, whereas the dynamic traders have entered, and sometimes the dynamic trade doesn't do what it's meant to do. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, on NASDAQ, we have not been stopped out on NASDAQ yet, guys, if you're holding a 40-tick stop. The flip side is we don't want these sellers to get any more momentum. Right now, at the moment, the sellers are not selling the S&P 500. They're not selling the European markets. Guys, note that we cannot go short on Europe. We can only go long, and the long traders are currently providing some guidance here. So at this stage for the Nazi traders, guys, again, with a 40-tick stop, you guys are still in this trade. Right? You're still in the trade. We do have the black line across the chart, which is our entry point. So if we do get back to the entry point, guys, it just means our stop loss is going to come in behind the current active candle, minus 4 ticks. So that's a little bit scary, that one, guys, a little bit scary. Now, flip side of that, I'm just giving them as much time as possible. The sellers have used a ton of volume, guys, on this sell candle, and at this stage, they're not impressing anybody. It's going to be the last 10 seconds when we find out what people are actually thinking, which again means we've got to wait for 1:30 or 1:20. So again, for the FDAX traders, really important point, guys. Again, we closed under the 50 fib, then gapped over the top of it, which means we cannot go short. Interesting point. That's one of our key rules. Have a look at what Europe is doing. It's going back the other way hard. So guys, if we just ignored that trading rule, we would be about to get slammed on the FDAX. Okay, so interesting little point. Just be aware, guys, on the FDAX, sellers own the stair step. We're not taking selling-based reversals until the buyers steal the stair step, and they won't steal the stair step till they get back up here, guys, around yesterday's high. Now, at this stage, yes, mate.
It's double touch from 30 minutes 50.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. So at this stage, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, I know we still have people long, guys. I know we still have people long. I need the market to buy back to our little black line here, guys. We may push back up to the 76s again. If we do, and it will be, guys, we'll get an idea of what they're thinking the last 10 seconds of the candle. At this stage, the S&P 500 does not want to sell through the 4-hour short. At this stage, the S&P does not want to sell through the 4-hour short. The NASDAQ traders are almost back at your entry point on the trade. You're through your entry point. Guys, that means for the NASDAQ traders, please, your stop now comes underneath the current candle. Guys, we are still looking for a 10-tick first target and risk control point. Ideally, this is a static bar reversal long, guys, on the NASDAQ. That should have the capacity in a normal world to push the NASDAQ traders through their 10-tick target or 10-tick risk control point. Okay, so we've started to reduce the risk on the trade as if this is the turning point in the market. All right, so FDAX, I'm taking my eye off you guys for a sec. As we'll draw a Fibonacci on the turning bar. So if this is the turning bar, guys, they will normally retrace to the 23 or the 38 Fibonacci. Okay, that's a very, very shallow retrace, guys, which is a very, very good sign that if anybody's long at 750, guys, very, very likely these guys are going to move in the right direction. Okay, so we're going to give them 2 or 3 buying campaigns. So again, let me just work with you on this one, guys. If we get buying pushing through on the NASDAQ again, guys, to say that black line I'm drawing on my chart there, which is only around about 6 ticks, guys, it's not that impressive. But if the buyers push back through to 6 ticks again, guys, and they don't start breaking and running and starting to hunt targets, we're going to reduce the risk even further. So sellers retrace to the 23 fib or the turning bar. Okay, buyers showed, the sellers retraced to the 23 fib again. So race to the 23 fib. So again, here comes the second buying campaign. There should be 3 buying campaigns, guys. So watch, this is the second buying campaign. What I'm looking for, guys, what I'm looking for is the buyers to come up and touch the black line. All right, here it comes. All right, so this is the second of 3 buying campaigns. Now, again, guys, we are going to start to move our risk up, guys. First target, boom. First target, 5250. Thank, I won't say the word, but you know what I'm thinking. So first target, guys, out on NASDAQ at 75250. Slightly more, that was a shocker, guys. Slightly more experienced traders. You're going to use a Fibonacci extension, guys, which looks like this. But again, guys, if you're long, please, at 750 and you're new to trading, your first target is 752.50, you're through your target, please. Through your target. Now, please don't outstay your welcome on that trade. We normally don't get trades going against us like that. But note, please, guys, the 40-tick stop held, guys, and the first target has been okay. The second target, guys, the second target is all the way up here for the slightly more experienced traders. So don't be surprised at all, guys, if this really shitty trade now turns into something really sexy. Now, what does it mean? The slightly more senior traders are looking for a 20-tick target. Guys, 20-tick target is 755. If we get anywhere near the 76 Fibonacci, that'll be your risk control point. Okay, so slightly lower risk control point, slightly lower volatility. FDAXs. So guys, I'm really hoping that a number of the NASDAQ traders have gone long. Good. Andy, I agree with you. Horrible trade, but we normally don't get those. Some of the more experienced traders have gone long, guys, off the second set of evil twins down here. Guys, the 88.6 and the 90. You've waited for them to sell below that point. You've gone long over the top. Okay, your trade's looking really sexy compared to mine. Again, for the Fibonacci fans, guys, the moment we tag that 76.4 Fibonacci extension, that's the risk control point for those going for long range targets. FDAX buyers just stole the stair step. Watch the last 90 seconds. You're looking for a sell on the FDAX, please. NASDAQers, if you've gone long for 10 ticks, amazing. Okay, because look what's happened, guys. They're basically now they're just poodle faking. That's a military term for they're not doing anything. Just literally poodle faking, doing absolutely nothing. Horrible trade. Yes, Mark. Well done. Well done. Well done. So well done, everybody, guys. That was horrible. Remy, it was not a lot of fun at all. There was a horrible trade. But guys, it does show, guys, again, okay, it does show that if your stop loss, guys, is defined by volatility, if it's defined by volatility, you will very rarely get stopped out. Very rarely get stopped out. FTX traders, if we close over yesterday's high, you can't go short. If we close under yesterday's high, you can go short. Let's just wait and see. You guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. Oh, FTX traders. How fast does time go, guys? Incredible. What I'm really excited about is this. We had a stunning trade here. If we ignored our rules, we would have gone short and literally had our pants handed to us, guys. So again, really important for those people that are, again, just watching what we do. Guys, note here that the FTX closed under the 50 fib, giving us permission to trade after a retrace and a rejection. Then it gapped over the 50 fib, basically denying us the ability to go short. Really important, guys, really important. We noticed that because we had permission. Then the permission was denied at the open of the next candle. And if we didn't pay any attention to that, guys, look at the response. And for those people that saw this, you say, right, those sellers have stolen the stair step. We can go long over the top of pivots. Have a look at this. Because we've actually set up a long over the top of the 50 fib. And what has it done? Flown to the high side. Right, so if you love the way that these guys steal the stair step and then flash back the other way, then there would be a number of traders, guys. Would be a number of traders that would be long on that, guys, with some experience. And as a result, that's gone really, really well. And for the FTX traders, Diane, Suzanne, Matt, for all the FTX traders, please note that the ratio-based candles, ratio candle, ratio candle, ratio candle, all the ratio candles, guys, are winning again. Okay, they're all winning again. Don't forget these ones hiding over here, guys. All right, so again, it's all the ratio-based candles that these guys are trading off. Remy, you're all good, mate. Well done. NQ 4-point turning bar long. It is a 4-point turning bar long. So what we need to do, we need to wait for the red team show before the green team. I'll get rid of that Fibonacci extension. We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. What we need to do, guys, is we need to work out where the counter Fibonacci is. So there's my fib down in order to catch them on the way up. No problem there. S&P 500, fib down in order to catch them on the way up. No problem there. We're in the last 15 minutes, guys, which means, guess what? We have a problem. We're not going to trade long, guys, on the NASDAQ in the last 15 minutes unless we have matching signals on both American markets, which we don't. Did I mention we're in the last 15 minutes? Hey, Louis B, how are you, mate? Hope you're fantastic. Your mic, mate, your mic is now on. Have we got Damsey today? We don't have Damsey. Nope. Okay, Greg, if you want your mic on, mate, just ask me and I'll turn your mic on for you.
Right,
Cody,
thank you. Under the 77, 78 5-minute chart from 12:55 my time.
Okay, perfect. So guys, at this stage, we have had a news announcement. So this orange candle, obviously the news announcement. Some of you picked up these deltas on the way down. Right? Again, it's the first 3 deltas. So 1, 2, 3, the first 3 deltas that we can trade. Obviously, that's gone quite well. Guys, this Remy picked up the short off the 90s. That again was really fast. So the best trade so far for the best trade so far, guys, is this static bar reversal just here. If you waited for these guys to sell back down, pick up the SBR and climb long, that was fantastic. Then the news came out. Then no one liked the news. They bombed it. I'm loving shorts on the FTX, guys. If it's a pivot-based reversal, just don't take it in the last 90 seconds of the candle, please. Then we've come down here, guys. We got a really shit technical trading term. Sorry, Alan, technical trading term. Let's not call it that. Let's call it, we had a trade that tested our strategy, guys. We had a trade that tested our strategy. So all we did is say, righto, we're carrying this stop. We know what the target is. We've tested this. We know this works. We'll just wait for the candle to close, and then we'll make a decision on the candle. As it turns out, guys, it's gone where it needs to go, which is good fun. FDAX, you guys have had a walk in the park so far. Nice, absolute walk in the park. Why is that? You've had a static bar reversal short with an indicator that tells you to go short with a delta outside the range of that. That's gone to profit. Then you've got an even better ratio best SPR. That's gone to profit. You've got a 4-point turning bar with a delta. That's gone to profit. Then we've gone back up, hit yesterday's high. We've gone short again, and that's gone to profit. So you guys are FDAX traders. Very lazy today, guys. Very lazy. very, very lazy. But again, guys, profitable. I'm actually really happy, guys, with my profit tonight. I'll tell you why. Running the LTR and also running the webinar for Arlen and TTP and trading at the same time and calling you guys in, I'm actually really very happy. a bit self-indulgent, guys, a bit self-indulgent, but I'm actually quite happy with what I've done today. I'm quite happy with that. Now, guys, we are in the last. So a quick. Oof. Yes, I'm quite happy with that. I'm just bringing up my control center. So we are in the last 15 minutes. The market normally goes a little bit stale now. So we're basically looking now, guys, for our turn on the hour. For the FDAX, guys, for the FDAX, your turn of the hour, guys, is highly likely to be a trade under yesterday's high. Guys, there will be a Fibonacci rolling in on this one for you. Guys, if we do a Fibonacci down to catch them on the way back up again. Guys, so note this failure at the 76s. So some of you may, guys, I should have that Fibonacci on. Some of you may be short under those 76s. Terry, so Terry, guys, Terry's note, for those who can't see Terry's note, that is very, very important, guys, because we're obviously simulcasting on YouTube and other stuff. Terry's basically just said, Lockie, I'm basically going to watch now. I'm over my goal. I'm over my daily goal on my KPI. So 57 points, guys, on the FDAX. You do the maths on that. 57 times $40. You're well over your goal. And guys, the beautiful thing about what Terry's just said, guys, is that once you've hit your daily goal or once you're happy with the amount of money that you've made, guys, stop trading, literally stop trading, walk away, come back tomorrow, do the same thing. And so slowly over time, all that occurs is the amount of money that you're happy making just gets progressively larger and larger. So I say to a lot of people, guys, you make $100 on the NASDAQ and stop. Guys, eventually that'll be $200, then it'll be $300, then $400, then $500. But you don't just start and go straight to $500, guys, because you might actually make a mistake in the journey, which is not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun at all. So we are, guys, I am a little bit annoyed, guys, at the FDAX there. I'll tell you why. If I put that Fibonacci on, guys, so notice the buyers have stolen the stair step, failed at the 100% extension that they already failed at these evil twins. I could have very happily said to the FDAX traders, effectively wait for the buyers to push up. We're going to go short underneath the 76ers, guys. We would have actually picked up another winning trade on FDAX, another winner. But I missed the entry, guys. I wasn't fast enough with my fibs. You guys, any questions at all about anything that we've done tonight? We're about 58 minutes into the live session. About 58 minutes, guys, into the live session. So therefore, no new trades. We're just managing, guys. If you are in a trade, we're just managing that trade. Some of the NASDAQ traders, guys, may be long. Okay, particularly for those that went long, guys, off the 90s down here. Okay, which is, again, slightly advanced. But guys, in hindsight, you're saying, well, Lockie, there's the market stalling candle. Markets ran out of steam. Sellers have cruised down, created a lower low, got caught at the Fibonacci's. I've gone long over the top of the Fibonacci, and now I'm 10, 20, 30, almost 40 ticks, guys, almost 40 ticks or double daily KPI going back the other way. And then Louis drops the comment, plus 38 times 3. That's exactly what I was talking about. So again, if you are long off the 90s, if you're long off the 90s as an experienced trader, guys, you've got a buyer, you've got an ultimate insult candle, so seller owned candle with a buyer owned close. Then you've got buyer, buyer, seller, buyer, buyer, buyer. Either way, the buyers are present. Yes, mate, the buyers are present, guys, on every one of those candles. And so it's, yeah, it's, so it's cruised down, guys, here, tested the Asian lows, couldn't go down. So it's turned around and say, you know what, we're going to go back the other way. Fibonacci, 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 Fibonacci. Look at this. Whereas today, the NASDAQ has given us a Fibonacci masterclass, which it gave us last night as well. So, Louis, great trade, mate. 38 times 3, really good trade. Really good trade. That's a great trade. Now, FDAX, guys, I want to be short. Again, I've spoken about that. I want to be short. We're now waiting for the turn of the hour. Let's just see what these guys have got. We do have additional news coming into the market, guys, right on the hourly turn. So we've got 6 p.m. Tokyo. We've got some high impact news. It's not as high as what we just had, but it is relatively high impact. At the moment for the FTX traders, buyers own the stair step. Okay, so we would need a really lovely buying campaign. Ideally, guys, if they push back above yesterday's high and they fail, we're looking for a short at 452. They haven't done that yet, guys. If they were to push up beyond these 76s, let me show an arrow. If they push up beyond these 76s, we're looking for a short. If they push above yesterday's high and fail, we're looking for a short. We're just waiting to see what these guys come up with. For the Nasdaq, guys, I've got no new trades. No new trades. I can get rid of that. So our trade of the day, guys, our trade of the day for YouTube, our trade of the day is going to be this climactic, guys, because everybody knows climactic candle means the volume has run out. That is a beautiful ratio-based static bar reversal long. A number of you got it, and it went really well. The next best trade of the day, guys, in actual fact, mathematically, is this one down here, which was not very friendly to us for a while. But again, if we gave it 15 minutes, which we did, it's gone through the first target. Everybody's controlled their risk, and now those going for longer range targets are being paid for their patience, guys, which is exciting. For the DAXI traders, guys, if we push up above yesterday's high, buyers will own the stair step. We're looking for the short. Okay, I'm looking for the short. We just got to make sure the buyers push up and get slammed. So, guys, we're looking for ultimately the slamming. Okay, just looking at my phone for any kind of weird news alerts coming through. G'day, Ray. How are you? Oh, that's a great question, Ray. So when I start my fibs, so again, give you a hint down here, mate, on the bottom right-hand corner. So I start drawing from the weekly chart. Okay, so I've got the orange. Orange is the monthly fib. Okay, so orange is monthly. Then pink is weekly. Blue is daily. Please note, guys, I don't use a daily chart. FDAX, there's your push. So for those that don't do what we do, we don't use a daily chart because they're inherently inaccurate. Use a 1440-minute chart. It's super accurate. So, mate, I do fibs on the monthly, weekly, the daily 1440. I then go to the 240-minute chart. They're green. I go to the 60-minute. They're black. And then we engineer from there. Okay, now, FDAX traders, you're looking for a higher high inside the new hour. You guys have gone short at 452 if you're a pivot-based reversal trader. As you're short at 452, your target is 447, guys. Your target is 447. Volatility is under 20. So for those that were waiting for that trade, guys, for those that were waiting for the trade, you've had the buyers push up, fail at a pivot, the sellers own the stair step, boom, you've just gone through your target. So if you are short, guys, under yesterday's high on the FDAX at 452, we were waiting for the higher high inside the new hour before we go short. You guys that have done this before, you're short at 452, your first target is 447, you threw your target again. Maddie, nailed it. FDAX, you guys have been handed a walk in the park today. So your risk, that risk on that trade on the FDAX was around about 5 points. I mean, you guys are belting it. This is really quite exciting. All right, here we go. NASDAQ's waking back up again. All right. Oh, this is the 6 p.m. news we were talking about, guys. So again, the computers have gone long. So the computers have gone long, and the humans are like, "Are you crazy?" So let's just wait for this to calm down. So FDAX traders, just reiterating, guys, you've already had your trade. As Daxi, you are not going to enter in the last 90 seconds, please. All right. So you've had your trade. It's gone to target. It's finished. Like literally, click, bang, done. We wait for the next one. Wait for the next one, guys. That's what we're after. Mode, yeah, nice. Yeah, man. It's just doing what it does every day. Having sort of done the FDAX now for about 8 years, literally just 8 years on the FDAX, it follows basically the same pattern every day. Same pattern every day. Well, it's actually, that's not true, mate. There's 6 patterns it follows. Normally it just does the same thing every day because of the patterns. We are, guys, we are setting up. I'm just having a look at the, okay, for Greg and the really experienced S&P traders, you've got a 60-minute chart climactic short, which means you may have picked up these static bar reversals long on the S&P 500, just for the really experienced traders. NASDAQ. Guys, the NASDAQ's inching towards a 60-minute swing trigger short, right? So for the NASDAQ traders, we're going to have to be very, very careful about going long. FDAX, let me move your little circle. So FDAX, you were closed above yesterday's high, then gapped onto the pivot. So word of warning, FDAX, when we gap onto a pivot, which we've done, the FDAX becomes untradeable for 5 minutes, please. So FDAX traders, please sit on your hands for 4 minutes and 9 seconds. You are not allowed to trade, please. Well, with a caveat. If the buyers push up here, guys, and we start picking up 90 fibs of reversals up here, sure, but I don't want you trading anywhere near yesterday's high. We've gapped onto the pivot, which means it's a sign of indecision on behalf of the Europeans. See this, guys? Green, red, green, red, green, red. They ain't got any idea what's going on. Well, so just be careful. Just be careful. So Nazi at this stage, 1, 2, 3, sell, buy. Guys, I've got sellers owning the stair step. So if we get a lower low on the NASDAQ, so if the lower low pushes down through here, we're looking to buy back off the top. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Andy, profitable night, mate. Look, I'm really, really happy with what I've done. Matt, you've done 47 points for the day, way over KPI. I'm cooked. Matty, well done, mate. That is huge. Guys, if you're over your daily profit goal, guys, you can stay and chat, but please don't take more trades. Don't take more trades. Allison, you've done 66 ticks on the NASDAQ, way over your KPI. That's huge, guys. To do 60 ticks on a day like today. Ali and Ron, that means you know what you're doing. That means that, I don't want to be rude, but the same message being repeated every day, day after day. As you guys are getting more and more and more confident, which is very exciting because 2025 is very close, very close. And guys, I reckon 2025 is going to be so funny to watch. I think there are a number of very nervous political figures in the US. Was very nervous. Ahmed, perfect. So you've gone long on the SBR again, right? You've gone long on the SBR again. All right, let's watch here, guys. FDAX is getting angry now. The FDAX is getting angry. Okay, so for the man, I wish we were short on the FDAX. I'll tell you why. Look at this. FESX is really cranky. Now, sell, buy, sellers, buy, stole it, sell, buy, sell. Sellers own the stair step, guys, on the FDAX. Sellers own the stair step. So we're now looking for buying based reversals or selling based 4-point turning bars. I note we can't take a 4-point turning bar into a pivot. These guys have already blown their volume for a 4-point turning bar. So it goes on FDAX. We can't go short. We can only go long. We need the FESX to agree. We're in the last 90 seconds. So you guys can't really do anything at this point in time, which is a little bit annoying, guys, a little bit annoying, but we can't do anything at this stage. Now, NASDAQ looks like it's getting ready, guys, for a mighty short. So we look at this 60-minute chart. Very, very dangerous place for these guys to be hanging around. Quick look, quick look, quick look. Okay. As the NASDAQ has just triggered a week 4-hour short. So what's actually occurred when these guys have bought the market up, right? When these guys have bought the market up, they've actually triggered a week 4-hour short and started coming back down. The danger zone, guys, the danger zone for the NASDAQ, the danger zone, and I say that affectionately, the danger zone is this low. Right, so if we get below that low on the NASDAQ, these guys are going to tumble. Now, mind you, as I say that, 20 seconds to go on the candle, the sellers have sold back down to these 76 fibs. Guys, we are not going long over the 76 fibs in the last 90 seconds of the candle, which is where we are right now. So we're going to have to wait for this candle to close. Guys, we're looking for a double failure reversal, which means we must get a lower low. The candle is not allowed to close under those 76s, which it's just done. That means we can't go long on the NASDAQ. Means we can't go long on the NASDAQ. Just being super, super, super clear with you. We can't go long into the 76s. Guys, we may get a push down here. Guys, we may get a push down through the 90s. Right? So if you are a 90% Fibonacci trader, we may be looking at a signal here. All right. They've got to get well below that 90, not just do what they're doing now. This is mucking around on the 90. They need to get well below the 90 Fibonacci here, like well below it. And then we're going to put our buy order on. So at this stage, no buy orders on, guys, over the top of these 90s, please. FESX, guys, for the FDAX traders, FESX is gapped below its pre-market box and run. Guys, so don't forget, if we sell down much lower, guys, we get into a buy point or a collapse point. And this could be the point, guys, with the 4-hour shorts we spoke about earlier. The 4-hour shorts trigger, guys, we're tanking. So we want long range shorts, long range shorts. Louis, 15 times 5 and 86 times 3 for the night. Louis, that's a huge result, mate. 86 times 3. It's so good. It is so good. Thank you, mate. Well done. That's a big result. But guys, again, Louis been around for a while. Louis been around for a while, so this is not his first rodeo. Okay, let's just watch what these buyers and sellers are doing here on NASDAQ. Okay, because we may be. All right, so FESX is pushing down towards that buy point, collapse point. If we can't collapse through that, guys, everybody's going to see that as a hint to go back the other way. What can I do with you at this stage? Guys, I'm looking for super high probability entries because we've gone okay today, guys. It looks like we've had multiple good trades on the NASDAQ. We've had multiple good trades on the S&P for the S&P traders and FTX. You guys have just been handed a ham sandwich today. It's just been so simple. If you're into ham, some people know into ham, of course. But that, guys, that's a picnic. Because you guys, every time you touch the FTX, that's turned to gold. I see. Nothing more I can say on that one. Now, we're just waiting for this candle to close, guys. Waiting for the candle to close primarily on the S&P to get guidance as to what we're going to do on the NASDAQ. Now, guys, for the junior traders, I said that we must get a lower low here, which we didn't get. For the slightly more senior traders, you might have seen the failure at the 90s, guys, and gone long over the top. Now, guys, I don't need to steer you, but if I was long over those 90%, the moment it ran around about 10 ticks into profit, so basically that box, I would make sure I've got no risk on my trade. So ultimately, what are we doing? We're controlling our risk quickly. We're letting the profit run. If this happens to be the turning point in the market because, hey, presto, have a look, FESX is failing to collapse, then we're probably going to pick up, guys, a really nice move long on the American markets. What's the volume like? Yeah, look at the volume, guys. 2,000 on FESX versus 600s and 700s. FESX is completely in charge here. Okay, so we'll just watch for the stall on the FESX. 1 minute and 17 seconds to go to confirm the stall. if anyone's got any questions, guys, now's a great idea. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds to get guidance as to what these guys want to do. 107, Ahmed, well done. Mate, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, Ahmed, about the Middle East, mate, if I can. Is there a good time to give you a call? Mate, is there a good time? That's a stunning result, mate. You've done very well. Guys, anybody on the NASDAQ with more than 10 ticks today, you've done really well. If you're a junior trader and you've done $50 to $100, guys, good on you. Like, it's awesome. Some people have done a little bit more than that, but they've also been in the charts a little bit longer than you as well. Okay, anytime, mate. Perfect. It will be after, just thinking tomorrow, mate. It'll be after lunchtime in Japan. So I'll message beforehand, mate. I'll message before. Okay, guys, 22 seconds for anyone that needs another trade. Anyone that needs another trade. For the NASDAQ traders, if we close under the pre-bottom, right? So if we close under the pre-bottom in 11 seconds, all right? So here's the pre-bottom. If we close under that, guys, the junior traders will not get a trade. Right, I'm just being really quite clear on that one. Okay, let's have a look. Give me my box back, please. Okay, we've got a gap up on the NASDAQ. All right, so what it means, guys, what it means for the NASDAQ traders, again, I'm looking for a really, really high probability trade. At this stage, we need the sellers to push in and fail badly. For those looking for a double failure reversal off these 90s, we must get a lower low. The sellers must sell below the level before you can safely enter above the level going back the other way. We know about the 10-tick caveat. Guys, we know about that. Have a look here. I'm looking at 15-minute charts, 30-minute charts. As I have a sneaking suspicion, we must get a lower low, guys. At this point in time, we don't have a lower low. We have a match low, right? That is not a lower low. Now we have a lower low. Guys. So again, if you are going to travel long, guys, above the 88.6 Fibonacci, guys, your order needs to be at 46.25. So 2 ticks over the top of the 88. You must have a 10-tick risk control point, and you must be a trader that trades off the 90% Fibonacci's. If you are not a 90% Fibonacci trader, guys, this is not you. You're not going to get in lower than 46.25. 46.25 is the minimum order long. All right. Now, again, volume at this stage, guys, we haven't got near 46.25. The ratio of the candles suggests that if the sellers fail here, the buyers are going to hit them really hard. Guys, the buyers have not started yet. So I'm going to bring my little box across. Guys, 46.25 is the minimum entry, 46.25. And we've got to be aware, guys and girls, that we're pushing back up towards the pre-bottom, okay, which is a pivot, Now, at this stage, Europe is buying because the FESX can't sell. So Europe is buying because the FESX can't sell. For the junior traders, guys, please note that we're pushing back towards a pivot. Now, we're not assuming a close over the pivot because they closed up here. So again, guys and girls, if you are long, guys, you can do whatever you want, guys. Do whatever you want. If I was in this trade right now, guys, I would be long at 46.25. My first target is 48.75, exactly 10 ticks. I would want them to do exactly what they just did right then, which is pop through, bang the 10 tickers. So again, the money's in the bank. S&P 500 is coming through in support. I do need this NASDAQ market to go back through 48.75 to guarantee everybody's been paid. Guys, it is going to buy again, guys, in the next 12 seconds. Just watch. It is going to buy again. Guys, it's got around about 7 or 8 seconds to buy again. Come on, sweetheart. Do what you normally do. All right, it'll be, guys, again, I'm moving my time just before the 1 minute candles close. So about 14 seconds from now, we should see another boost. Now, that being said, guys, if you're long at 46.25, right, your first target is 48.75. We've already hit the target once. I'm just waiting for the return of the buyers. But that means, guys, if you've hit your first target once, you've also controlled your risk, all right? So we're at a risk control point. It means you can't lose money on the trade, right? You can't lose money on the trade. Typically, guys, we've got a gap to the high side on this candle. Come on, sweetheart, off you go, please. We have a gap to the high side here, guys. The candle should should close green. Anyone who's long, guys, to 48.75, you've just ticked through your target again, all right? So please don't go for a long range target on this trade, guys. 10 ticks, that's it for the junior traders. For the senior traders, you guys can do whatever you want. To the junior traders, you've waited for a double failure reversal, lower low, excessive volume by the sellers. You've gone long over the top of the resistance level, and right in time for the close of the candle in the last 10 seconds, they'll tell you what they're actually thinking. One, go. Okay, are we gapping up or down? Gapping up, guys. So the buyers have just gapped beyond your 10 tick target. So please tell me, please tell me that I've got traders long, guys, after all of that. John, well done. That's brilliant. Greg, well done. That's brilliant. Terry, beautiful trade, mate. Well done. Yeah, you're all done on the FTX, mate. So well done. So, guys, that is a ratio-based static bar reversal. After all of that, guys, after all of that, we've got a ratio-based static bar reversal long on the NASDAQ. So those that don't trade off Fibonacci's, but you trade off static candles, your entry, guys, is 2 ticks over the top of that at 49.50. Again, guys, guys, you're going for 10 tick first target. Let me just work out your count of fibs, please, because, again, the reversal off the 90, guys, was divine. Flip side of that, Fibonacci comes down anywhere near the 50 fib of the micro trend. Okay, no, the NASDAQ is probably, guys, going to go here, which means it's going to go beyond the 10 tick target, guys, beyond the 10 tick target of the static bar reversal. S&P 500 has got a like signal coming through. FDAX, your volume's a little bit uncomfortable at this stage. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, so guys, at this stage, for those that are long on the static bar reversal, guys, we're looking at 3 buying campaigns. You've had 2 already. Guys, you've had 2 buying campaigns already. Mathematically, the NASDAQ should go to my arrow. It should go to my arrow. So if I was on that static bar reversal long and I got a 3rd buying campaign, guys, that doesn't get to the top, I'm just watching right now. If we don't get to the top of that box, guys, just watch, just let them go. I'm just resting on my desk. Boom, straight through your target. Most NASDAQ traders, if you're long as a static bar reversal trader, 10 tick target, NASDAQ is going to go to that 50 fib, which is on the chart for you there, that they're kissing it right now. Let's see if I got my maths right. Kiss once, it'll be 3 kisses, guys, 3 kisses and a slap in the face. Watch what happens. So kiss 1, kiss twice, watch the 3rd kiss. You're over your target anyway, guys, but watch the 3rd kiss and watch for the slap in the face. 2 kisses, watch for the 3rd one. There's the 3rd kiss. See if they're angry. There's the slap in the face. Did you see that? Like click, bang, click, smack. Right, so that's why, guys, that's why on the Nazi, if you are long, guys, if you are long for a 10 tick target with this potential smacking, oh, Lord, now look at this. Angry. Shouldn't have kissed him 4 times. Some of you are probably going, Lockie, this 3 kiss on the NASDAQ's been going on for a long time. So normally they kiss 3 times and then it's just a smacking. Look, here comes the smack now. Mate, yes, weekly extension. Ahmed, weekly extension. Okay, mate. Okay, onto it now. Okay, NASDAQ weekly extension. Okay, let me have a quick look. So anyone that's gone long, guys, off the 90%, you're going really well. If you've gone long off the static bar reversal, you've gone really well. I've got traders that are probably holding the 90% reversal. goes all the way up to these 76s. All right, so the slightly more experienced traders are going for longer range targets. S&P 500, okay. Well, it sounds like my little princess, guys, my 3-year-old little princess is about to come and say hello. You know when you can hear the pitter-patter of the feet and you think, oh, here she comes. No, she's not coming. Okay, no, she's been constrained by a baby gate. All right, let me just get rid of some fibs here. So we'll strip it back. S&P 19th of the 4th. You are looking, mate, I think you're looking at this one here. Is that correct? There to there to there. Yes, so look at that. Yeah, so 76, like perfect touch, mate. Absolutely. Is that the way? If that's the one you're looking on, mate, absolutely perfect touch. Now I can see Arlen coming back on. I've just looked at the clock. You've got to be kidding. We're 25 minutes into this session already. Maud, fantastic, mate. I hope you are well. I hope you're well. It's been a good little day. It's been a good little day. I see what you're doing, mate. Let me have a quick look. So that one. Arlen, I'm just doing a Fibonacci. No, mate, I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back and do a bit later. So Arlen, back brief. The FDAX traders, they had a very, very easy day. They picked up multiple reversals against the step. We dodged a bullet, which always makes a good day. So awesome. NASDAQ traders, we had a trade that tried to go the wrong way, but then eventually went the right way. So NASI looks like they picked up 1, 2, depending on how you trade, 3, 4, maybe 5 trades. So maybe 5 trades, maybe 5 wins. S&P 1 from 1 and FDAX 5 from 5. So 11 from 11. And the lead-in volume said between 10 and 12. So guess what? As I said, maths wins over untested opinion every time. And I'll hand over to you. You're the big boss today. You're the big boss. So have you got anything you want to add?
First of all, big boss is you. Listen, you're the big boss. You're the guy with the bone broth. It's fine. Guys, thank you so much for joining. First of all, I really do appreciate it. Lachlan, thank you so much for another insightful session. I do want to mention to everyone watching from the trading pit side, FYI, next week is the last session for 2024. Okay, 2024 live trading room, the 19th of December. We're going to go on a little bit of a break and we're going to come back with renewed energies for 2025. I want to ask you, Lachlan, do you have any New Year's resolutions? Anything you're planning for 2025?
Yeah, actually, I do have something I'm planning for 2025. My goal, as I briefed you on, I want to be trading $1 million worth of funded accounts, because I've always wanted to run a private hedge fund. So I'll be running a private hedge fund on behalf of myself. So my goal is to get, just over $1 million worth of funded accounts and build from there. So guys, again, if I can do $1 million worth of funded accounts and I can then get 1 to 2% return per day, which we do almost every day of the week, then next year is going to prove to be quite exciting. So that is one of my New Year's resolutions, yes.
That's very good. That's very good. Guys, 2025 is going to be our year. We say it every year, but I say 2025 is going to be the year we finally start trading and trading big, trading smart. So these sessions are exactly for that purpose, right? We're here to learn. We appreciate it, Lachlan. We'll see you guys next week. And a small reminder, because I see the guys here in the chat as well asking, 25% off, guys, with the code TTP Holiday. That is TTP Holiday. Enjoy 25% off the Prime challenges. And I will see you again next week for the final session of 2024.
Sounds great, Alan. Thank you for your help. And guys, I will say thank you to TTP. Very much appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guys.
See ya.